How's it going, everyone? Sethphir here, and welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. Today is going to be the Day 7 guide, and we have a lot of goodies in here, including a sneak peek at the Frontier Clash, which will be coming tomorrow, but not today. So we're going to get some information on that, as well as information on how you can get your hands on the SSR Relic Type V armor. So if you ever wanted to pilot a Gundam and that's your thing, now's your chance. That will definitely be the relic for you. So let's go ahead and dive into everything today. First and foremost, we're going to start with our speedrun daily checklist. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and take care of your bounties every single day. That is not going to change for quite some time. After that, you're going to follow the main story all the way up to the quest right behind you, and then the next one will proceed tomorrow morning. And this time we have fully unlocked Warren, so you will be able to get the Omnium Tower inside of Warren and a bunch of the waypoints and everything around there, so you should be able to explore that area now. And on top of that, we also have some new runes. We have D-02, so go ahead and check that one out. There is 5 SSR relic shards for confinement inside of there, as well as a blue belt. So if you do not have a blue belt already, that will be a good place to go for that one. And then we also have Mia's Kitchen. Make sure you are claiming that so that you can get that XP bonus. And then finally, we're going to lead to Vitality. Everything's going to be the same except for we have the introduction of Joint Operation 4. Joint Operation 4 is the first time that purple gear will be available. I would recommend to wait at least until 43 because you can get Legendary Matrix at 43 and that will be there in a few days. I know this purple pair of pants is going to be very, very tempting, but just hold on for now, guys. Hold on for now. We're very close. We're going to be getting up towards here, and then we'll be able to start earning some legendary matrices, and then you can consider investing some in Join Op. So just hang tight for a little bit on that one. So once you've done all of that, you should be level capped for the most part. If you are not, go ahead and do some side quests to create some of your story 100% completion, and then also look at some supply pods. Now we're going to get into the extra daily checklist. So you're definitely going to want to make sure you are on top of your training. So go to your challenge section, make sure you get both of your trainings today. Mine was a logic training. I like this little puzzle with the robot cord. And then I also had soccer. Man, soccer's obnoxious. Like, how many points can you guys get in this? I always fail this thing. Can you guys comment down below? Like, what do you get? 10 points? 7 points? Like, I think the max I got was like 5. I'm terrible at this thing. But make sure you get that knocked out, and then from there you're going to want to go ahead and get your daily gifts. Remember that the black market is going to have Hopkins, and Cetus Island will have the claw machines, so you guys know what it is. Make sure you check those out. Once we've done all that, I want to add another one to the list because this is proven to be really strong. So if you go to any Omnium Tower, you can port to Hykros, or you could just click on this map thing here and then go to Hykros directly if you want. But the Hykros search farm, when you search the trash cans and the machine things, it is very, very good. Right now at our level, it is starting to give purple machine part components as well as multiple blues and greens per search. So it is very powerful. That is a 24-hour cooldown, and it's 24 hours from when you loot it. So you're going to have to wait to the next day at the same time, so just keep that in mind. So make sure you're getting that one done, and then I will also remind you to maintain your vehicles. Maintaining your vehicles is going to be important. You should be up in the high 30s right now. If you're getting towards 40, that's pretty try hard, but that's about the cap. But here I'm running out of refreshes, right? I'm running out of materials, so I'm dumping all my materials in, and these are kind of time gated on the amount of time you can get this refresh, so you can only push in so many things. So make sure that you're just donating constantly to your vehicles and maintaining those parts and actively going out and farming those, which we'll start talking about, like purple mats for those. That's going to be important in the future as the vehicles are getting towards that level 40 now. You're going to need purple components like the little transmitters here, like this turbocharger, high performance transmission. All these things are going to start to be required, and those mainly come from world bosses. That's why farming world bosses is very strong for support points, because you're going to get a lot of those, and you're going to need them to maintain your high level vehicles. So make sure you're on top of that. All right, after all of that, now we're going to get into some new stuff here and some things that are worthy of note. So I will say that we all know about the weekly activity points, right? We know about the top part. Go ahead and take a look at this bottom part, though. There are things like, hey, do so many interstellar explorations, or do some joint operation, or do some dimensional trials. And you're going to get rewards like matrix data packs, so you can try to hit some of these. It's up to you to balance if they're worth or not. But some of them have good rewards, and especially things like opening 5 password chests, you get 2 password chests for free. So make sure you're targeting those for the week and you're getting your free, your free stuff here. Free rewards is always good. There's also gold, so if you're hurting on gold, there's a lot of different things you can do in there. So go ahead and check that one out and make sure to balance that. The next thing that we have is going to be crown exploration, and this is going to be for the SSR Relic Type V armor. You can see right here on the screen, I have collected it. At this point in time, on this day, you should have enough points to barely get the Type V armor, 1,500 points, and you're gonna have to explore 55.1% of crown. That's opening a few supply pods, so it will be a little bit of wasted XP, but if you want to get this, it is definitely worth it because it does a ton of fire damage, and pretty much all world bosses are weak against fire damage. Robarg is weak against it, Frostbot is weak against it, even Barbosa is weak against it, so this is going to be a really strong relic to pump out the DPS when it comes to world boss farming, which is going to make getting those machine parts and those support points a lot easier. So make sure you're aiming towards that. If you guys want to see what it looks like, I can go ahead and use it up here, but you call it down, it does a little spin that does damage, and then you can shoot missiles, right? And when you get this thing upgraded higher, every time you hit something with this bullet barrage here, it's gonna burn them and ignite them, make them take damage. You also get the ability to call down missiles from the sky, and then the ability to use like a giant flame aura around you that burns everybody. When you exit this thing, it also turns into a living bomb, so if enemies are near it, it kind of blows up after a little while, and it does a pretty nice chunk of damage, so that's always fun to do as well. So that's going to be it for the Type V armor. Next, we're going to talk about Frontier Clash. We thought that we were going to get level 39 today. We thought wrong. It's been a little bit weird. It seems like the global version is giving us a lot of surprises. They were following the trend of the Chinese leveling pattern. Then they diverged a bit and gave us level 33 for some reason, then 36. So we assumed we were going to get 39. Nope, joke's on us. The cap is 38 for today. So we're going to have to wait one more day for the Frontier Clash. But Frontier Clash is a very fun encounter. I enjoy this a lot. I believe in the beta there was like a bonus for teaming up with your crew members in the Frontier Clash, so make sure you try to aim towards that. Hopefully that bonus is still there. But the way it works is you are going to defend a location and spawn waves of enemies in, kind of like the Stargates. So these waves are going to come at you, and then every 3 waves or so there's going to be a big boss, and every time you kill a big boss you're going to get a treasure chest, and you can get multiple treasure chests. So the faster you do this, the stronger your team is, the more you are going to profit from that. I actually have some footage from the closed beta, so we're going to take a look at that as a little sneak peek, and I'm going to show you how it is and maybe talk a little bit about it, some priorities, some strategies, just so you can have a heads up going into the future tomorrow. Alright, and here we are with a sneak peek at the Frontier Clash. The way this works is you're going to start and hit a button, and it's going to trigger the encounter. You're going to fight waves of enemies, and every 3 waves of enemies you're going to fight a boss. Every time you kill a boss, you will get a boss chest, and at the end you will get rewards based to the amount of boss chests you have earned. It is a timed event, and the timer is fast, so it will expire, and you may not get all of the bosses depending on how well your group is performing. A few things to keep note are enemies have a buff inside of this instance, and it will be listed when you look at the Frontier Clash screen, and it will have something like lightning resistance or physical resistance or fire resistance. It switches up and it changes dependent on the day. So I wanted to give you a few tips for this as well. The best thing to do in this instance is to kind of group everything into the middle. Like if you're off on the sides fighting individual mobs, it's going to make it hard for your group to fully kill all these little enemies to spawn the bosses. So it's going to be best to create a central kill zone right in the middle. My next tip is going to be that you can have 3 relic slots in here with the G key swapping between those relic slots. And the reason you can do that is because through the wave transition, you're actually going to get out of combat. So you can switch to alternate relics slot situations there. So you're going to be able to have 6 total offensive relics, so I'd recommend like Missile Barrage, Magnetic Storm, Colossus Arms, Type V Armor, and you can throw a couple other power-ups and whatever you can to get your hands on some extra damage in there, and cycle them out and use them accordingly. Other than that, group composition is very important. The more damage you bring here, the better. And we ran with 1 tank and 3 DPS, with one of the DPS having a single healing weapon on them just to help keep up the team. You can also run that, but you could go a little bit differently. But the thing is, the name of the game here is, can you kill it fast, right? So just keep that in mind. So that's going to be it for my tips for this. I'll have a more detailed look and approach for it when it comes out tomorrow. So we'll talk all about that in that Day 8 guide in the following day. So make sure to tune in for that one. Alright, so Frontier class should be coming tomorrow. Make sure you got your team in mind. You know, group up with your crewmates and make sure that you're prepared for that, because it's going to be like a one-time encounter, and the amount of chests you're going to get is, well, that's going to be what you get. So the better you do, the better it's going to be for you. And then now we'll move on to the next thing, which is going to be farming machine parts. As we talked about those parts being important, and especially getting a lot of those blues and those green parts and the purple parts, farming the world bosses is a very strong source of purple parts. It also gives a large amount of blue and green parts, but I wanted to show you one location that was really good for farming blue and green parts for me. So this is going to be in the Warren area right here at this location with the coordinates about 940, -403. So it's going to be somewhere like a little bit south, southwest of this Omnium Tower. And this is going to be a really good spot because there are 3 treasure guards here. And treasure guards are generally known for being a really good drop source of materials. So you can just grab this guy, group him up here, and bring him up with the other 2. And they should all stack up here quite nicely. And you should be able to take them all down at the same time, depending on what kind of weapons you have. Just be a little bit careful because this is a bit of a dangerous battle, so make sure you're well equipped. But you can see I just got some alloy and some rare parts there, and then we still have 2 more to kill. This guy drops a blue one, shock absorber, power gears, Magicore, alloy, heart of lightning, shock absorber again. So I'm getting all kinds of good stuff. And the spawn timer for this seemed to be about 5 minutes or so, maybe 5 to 6. It seemed to vary a little bit. So this is going to be really good spot to farm, especially if you're AFK, you're working from home, you got some stuff to do, you want to just maybe queue for PvP and tab back in here once you get out of your PvP match. All these guys will be waiting for you. You can pick up some machine parts along the way. And a bonus, that pod right there is one of the mount part pieces for the unicorn mount. So whenever that unlocks later on, you'll be able to pick that one up and start working towards that quest line. So that's going to be really nice as well. There was one more thing I wanted to add, and this is about the Clotho supply pod. Somebody was saying in other versions that it did not refresh or reset, whether you bought it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and test that and find out. I'm going to buy mine when it hits 80%. So let me be your guinea pig. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to see if it refreshes. You guys can keep banking towards that free percentage there. And if it's a trap, I'll let you know. If it works out, then I'll give you the green light to go ahead and go for it. So I just wanted to make some small comment on that because I know we talked about that in the previous guide video. So, in addition to that, we're going to talk about long-term achievements because this is going to be a day, since we're only level 38, we don't have anything new. This is going to be like a catch-up day. It's not going to be that hard to hit level cap, so we're going to look at long-term achievements, and you should start working towards these because these are things that are going to progress your character in terms of the stamina mushrooms, but also just give you straight-up gold nucleus and matrices. So I'm currently at 1,602 achievement points out of 1750, and you can target a lot of things. Some things are gated, like, hey, this is a level cap thing, or you need to earn, like, you need to get so many of these things. They're going to be a little bit gated, right? Especially like earning gold, but there are a lot of things, like especially in the battle category, where you can go around and find these like named monsters, and you get 7 achievement points each, plus dark crystals, as well as things like killing the bosses, the world bosses, and other little like, okay, like stupid achievements, right? Like catch 1,000 rabbits. Like, this is gonna take so long. So start working towards that. Some of these things are crazy, but some of them are very easy, like just pick up plants, pick up, you know, cooking ingredients. Now is a good day for that, okay? So now's a good day to start targeting some of that stuff, because trust me, when we start getting into the level 40s, it's gonna take a while to level, and you're gonna have to do all the quests and all the story, and you're not gonna have anything else to get XP, so you'll be running around picking up green chests for 6 hours, and it's gonna be an interesting time, right? So all your time will be committed towards that. So achievements is gonna be a good use of your time right here. Alright, well that's going to be pretty much everything here. If this guide helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. In addition to that, I will have a live stream at 6 p.m. EST on August 16th. That's going to be today for me. If you're watching the video at a later time, then, well, every day pretty much we're doing a live stream at 6 p.m. EST. So if you have any further questions, you want to ask about a team comp, you're not sure on something, stop by the live stream, and that's going to be a great place to ask that question. I will try to answer as many as I possibly can, and as well as that, I'm going to be doing Bygone Phantasm and PvP. So if you want some advice on those, a great place to check that out. Alright, that's going to be everything for this one. Thanks for watching the video. I truly appreciate that, and we will catch you in the next one.